What else do they have? What is this called? Sebastian? So they have horse and buggies. They don't have cars like we have now. They can't get around like that, so they're going to use horse and buggies. Okay, another important fact is Williamsburg was the center of government, education, and culture in colonial Virginia. So Williamsburg was pretty important to the people of Virginia. It had their government, their culture, their education. So people from around would come and go there for these things. So this is another important fact you need to write down on 9.2. I'll give it to you in a minute. I'll be right.
I don't have no money.
It's also on the other page. There's another box right there. Everyone finished?
Yes.
Okay, well, a couple more seconds.
Can't see.
The center of government. If you want to come down here, you can. Okay, has everyone got it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, by 1770, about 2,000 people lived here. About half of the people were African Americans who were slaves working in town or on nearby farms or plantations. So why do you think about half of the population were slaves? Sebastian?
Because when the slaves brought them over there to the auction scrambles, the people that lived here bought them and brought them here to work at their stores.
Good. So if we were all plantation owners and we all had a slave, then that would be half of our population. So we each had one. Okay. So next we're going to do an activity where we're going to get in stations and groups. So it's going to be kind of confusing, so I need you all to listen very carefully, okay? Okay, you're going to get in a group that's going to sit on the floor, and it's a group of 6. And then that's the group that you're gonna teach to each other, okay? And then after that, before you teach, you're gonna go to a table, and each table has a station, and you're only gonna go to one station, and you're gonna learn all you can about that station. So the stations are education, the Riley Tavern, so what they do for fun, their social life. You're learning about trades that they have in Williamsburg. You're learning about the governor's palace, so the government. You're learning about slave quarters and how they live and how they work. You're learning about the church and how the church influences their life. So those are all the 6 different stations you're going to. Okay? So when you get there, you're going to take your book and your notebook with you. And the directions, I'm going to give you a direction sheet, and it tells you on there what section to read, what page number to read in your book, and where to write that on your notebook. And then there's something else that you're going to do in your station too. I think there's a picture card in your station, and you're going to look at the picture together as a group, and you're going to discuss it and compare it to today. Okay, but you're going to have your talking stick, and if you talk without the talking stick, then you're going to get in trouble. You can only talk with the talking stick, like we normally do, okay? Okay, so, and then after we go to our stations and we learn everything we need to know, then we're going to go back to our groups, and we're going to teach our group everything we learned about that station. And then you're going to help them fill in the right section on their notebook. Does anyone have any questions so far? Afra?
Like, while you're in the station, do you write it down?
Yeah, you're going to learn as much as you can, and you're going to write it down. And there's questions on your notebook for you to fill in. So it's kind of like a guiding question for you to know what you should be looking for when you read. Nick?
You said we're going to be on the floor table.
Okay, you're going to go to your host group, like your family, and that's going to be on the floor. But then when you go to your stations, that's on the tables. Sydney?
Do you get to pick our group?
No, I'm about to tell you. Jennifer?
So, each person from one group in your group of six, and each person from another group goes to one station?
Yeah. Okay, so group 1 is going to be on the carpet. And don't move until I tell everyone where their group is, okay? So group 1 is Joshua, Katie, Mateo, Maddie, Olivia, and Heavenly. Group 2 is going to be the back table. And that's Nick, Isaiah, Jennifer, Alyssa, Chris, and Alexis. Don't move yet. Group 3 is going to be back here on the floor. And that's Jaden, Courtney, Alex, Andrew, and Ryan. And then group 4, if you all want to go by the door if you can, that's Afra, Jacob, Elizabeth, Devin, Sydney, and Sebastian. Okay? So when you go to your group on the floor, I want you to take everything with you. Hold on.
I don't know.
You're going to take everything with you, and then I'm going to come by and give you a direction sheet, okay? You didn't? Steph, you're going through 3. They're back here. Yeah. Alright, Josh, here's your direction sheet. Mateo. So once you get your direction sheet, read over it, and if you have any questions, I'll help you before we move on to our station.
What? Alex.
Group 3. Okay, Jane, Courtney.
She said.
Okay, this is Jaden on it. Okay. Alex, Andrew, and Ryan. Alright, group 4. Afra, Jacob, Elizabeth, Devin, Sydney, and Alright guys, I'm going to tell you where each of the stations are, and then after that, we're going to go to the station and you can take your books with you and get started. So raise your hand if you have the shoemaker's shop. I think that's what number is that?
2.
Number 2?
Yep.
You're going to be at table 2. Don't move yet. Who has the Governor's Palace? Your table what?
4.
Table 4? Yeah, your group on the floor has a different number than you. Okay, so the Governor's Palace is at table 4. The College of William and Mary. Are you number 1?
Yeah.
Number 1s are over here at table 1. The Parish Church.
I'm right here.
What numbers are you?
6.
6 is at table 6. Okay, Riley Tavern, what number is that?
3.
3 is at table 3. Okay, and slave quarters is number 5, right? Raise your hand if you have number 5. Okay, you're coming to table 5. Okay, you all can go to your tables. Make sure you read the directions and talk only when you have the talking stick. Okay, you all have about 10 minutes at this station. So make sure you read as much as you can so you can teach your other group.
Yeah. Okay. Where it says read 94 and 95, let's read the back of this or read the middle of this.
You just read down here. It'll tell you what that means. What that is.
That's what you I get this.
However, your group wants to decide. Okay, make sure you're talking only if you have the talking stick. You should be reading in your book first before you get these out. The directions on these tell you what to do first. Yeah, the directions on the direction sheets tell you what to do first.
Building in a group. Assembly members values